on today's class, we are going to talk about equivalent fractions, or can we call it equal fractions? Equivalent fractions are fractions that have different numbers from the original fraction, but they are equal in value. For instance, let's look at 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is a fraction. Now, let's use a square to represent what 1 over 2 looks like. Okay, so this is a whole number and then it's divided into two places. So one part of these two division gives us the fraction 1 over 2. So now let's look at an equivalent fraction of 1 over 2. So let's try 1 over 2. How do we get its equivalent? We'll multiply. Let's try multiplying the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. So that should give us 2 over 4. 2 over 4 is an equivalent fraction of 1 over 2. So now let's represent it on the same square, on an equal square with this. So these two squares are equal. And let me divide it into 4 places. 4 places. Okay, so if I shade 2 places out of 4, okay, so do you see that this equivalent fraction portion is equal to this particular portion? So they are equal fractions, but they have different representation. This is 1 over 2, this is 2 over 4. So let's try another equivalent fraction of 1 over 2. So we'll have, let's try 5. Okay, 1 over 2, we'll multiply the numerator by 5 and multiply the denominator by 5, which will give us 5 over 10. 5 over 10 is an equal fraction as 1 over 2. So now let's represent it in the same square to see whether it is equal to this fraction. So we'll divide this into 10 places. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we pick out 5 places in 10, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shade it off. And shade it off. Okay. Yes, that is it. Okay. So if you look closely, you find out that it's also half. The unshaded portion or the shaded portion is also the same size. Therefore, these fractions are all equivalent. Do you want to try another one? Okay, let's try another. So these are all equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions that have different denominator and numerator with the original fraction, but they are equal to the original fraction. That makes them equivalent fractions. So how do you derive equivalent fractions? By multiplying a factor by the numerator and the same factor by the denominator. In that way, you get the equivalent fraction. So how do you also reduce an equivalent fraction to its lowest and simplest format? So the equivalent fraction that is the lowest and simplest format of 5 over 10 is 1 over 2. How do we reduce that? That means we're going to divide the numerator and also divide the denominator by a common factor. And that common factor is 5. We know that 5 divided by 5 gives us 1. 10 divided by 5 gives us 2, giving us its equivalent in the smallest form. Thank you for watching. See you in my next lesson. Bye.